It's like a sweet factory where you walk in and there's all the goodies in there and you walk in with awe. There's no other museum quite like Oxford's Museum of Natural History. You've got a mixture of bones, you've got your dinosaurs, your new skeletons, you've got your taxidermy, you've got minerals and rocks. The whole building is like a cathedral to natural history. It's an incredible space to be in. This, I think, is one of the coolest specimens because it's got a little bit of a secret to it. This is a blue underwing moth, and it's a very rare moth, and by the Victorian era it was legendary. And what's so special about this moth to me is that the gentleman who had it in his collection was so desperate that he actually made a fake. This is a fake moth. Here we have the blue underwing, a very rare moth, and it's actually been painted on paper and stuck to a red underwing, which is a very common moth. That is a lot of man-hours. It's an absolutely perfect moth, and I think that is incredible. What an amazing thing to be that driven, to want it that much, that you're actually going to fake it and put it in your collection.
The museum had been closed for over a year to do some major renovations on the roof. So we had to patch up the holes and also decided to clean the hundreds of panels of glass that make up the roof here. Over decades and decades, they'd basically gone completely opaque, covered in dirt. We reopened to sort of a whole new light that was cast onto the museum, and it seemed to sort of brighten up people's approach to public engagement as well, getting people up close and personal with the objects that we have here.
And when I come into the museum, I work as a volunteer. We do public outreach events within the museum so that people can actually come in and they can experience live insects.
What do you feed them on?
We feed them on a mixture of fresh fruit and kitty cat. And these are hissing cockroaches, which means that if they're upset or territorial, they can actually produce a hissing sound like a snake by pushing the air really quickly out of those air holes. I think that's really, really important that we can give that to people. We can actually give them natural history, objects they wouldn't normally come across, and we actually have on specimens, please touch. You don't often see that, and I think that's fantastic.
You're allowed to sort of explore, and there's plenty that you can actually touch and feel, so it's great for the children, equally interesting for adults to come and learn something.
It's a really great place to get lost in for either 5-10 minutes, or you could be here for hours.
Every day I walk through the doors of this building and I look around and I think, I can't believe I actually get to work in this absolutely stunning building. And then I go behind the scenes in the collections where I feel equally inspired by the fossil collections we have there, and really the extent of all the collection in the museum. You can look up things in books, you can go on websites, but none of that compares to actually being able to pick something up and get the feel of it in your hands, look at the textures, and really appreciate how absolutely beautiful the natural world really is.